Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Hip Hop Baby's album review. It's your host, Dead Lee. Hey, let's get into it, man. I got my boy Ray with me as always.
What's up, y'all?
And we are reviewing this new Billy Woods and Kenny Segal Maps. And it's been, 2-3 years since Hiding Places?
It came out 2019, so 3 years.
This is a continuation of that little project with Kenny Segal. He's brought him back. Billy went on a big press tour talking about this album, talking about everything that was going on with him and Kenny, and giving big praise to Kenny, saying Kenny is a top 5 producer in the game right now. He said that at his show too. He's really high on Kenny Segal. So am I, quite frankly. But what a great job he did building the atmosphere on another Billy Woods project. He was flawless building the emotion of the songs, building up atmosphere, the live instrumentations that he was going on. Billy really spoke about Kenny's connections to just other musicians in the area and his adaptability to making different sounds and stuff, because he can just bring other people in to, he's like, here's the best saxophone player in the world, I'm gonna bring him in and we're gonna get him for this one little on your song. So I thought that was pretty cool that he was singing big praise for Kenny.
Kenny Segal is one of the better producers in the underground right now. This is their second project as a duo. Since Hiding Places was my album of the year in 2019. I thought that was an amazing album. From the first track to the last track, I pretty much got enjoyment out of that album. A lot of replayability. And this one, I'm feeling similar. I'm feeling like I'm getting a lot of replayability. Part of the reason why I wasn't in a rush to review this, a lot of these songs, they take time to get in your head. Him and Kenny Segal have amazing chemistry together. So when they come out with Kenwood speakers, I love that intro, right? Good way to start the album. I think when I heard that track, I kind of was like, here we go again. I already knew I was getting a great album, but this track, when he said Kenwood speakers, when he said blue-eyed white walkers in King's Landing, the way I'm running should be kissing babies and glad handing.
Likening them to gentrifiers, right? Coming into the hood,
Yeah. And we talk about the Bay all the time, but growing up out here and seeing the way it's changing, sometimes I feel like I am one of the last OGs in the Bay.
This song is fucking crazy, bro. I just feel like it's a story nowadays where things that are high value to us, and he's talking about aftermarket speakers, the Kenwood speakers in the Saturn, like how much value is actually in those speakers versus what's in the property that all these white people come in and buy on that. I thought that was a really clever way to juxtapose the two different things that people are assigning value in. And I like the line at the end where he was saying, if it's gonna get gentrified, I'm not trying to leave empty-handed.
I love that. That was a hard way to start the album. We talked about Atheo Church. Billy Woods has been on a roll without Kenny, but I feel like Kenny just brings out a different level of energy from him.
A different level of energy, but I think he was trying to culminate the same kind of energy, because what he was saying, he was on an interview and he was saying that this album is just about like a person. Hiding Places is one who is staying at his house, fitting the times 2019, 2020, what we're all doing, we're all staying in our house. And then Maps is about that same person going out and just traveling the world and experiencing different parts of the world. So I thought this was just a clever way of it's the same perspective as it was on the last project. You get a lot of the same different views about all the tragedy that's going on that he's witnessing, and just the eloquent way that he portrays it in this album. If you listen to Hiding Places, you're going to get a lot more out of this album. I don't think that you necessarily need to listen to it, but it would definitely get you into the headspace of knowing, like, what am I going to expect from this project? How should I go about listening to it? You were talking about how hard it is for these songs to get in your head. Like, I listened to these songs on repeat over and over again. A lot of them just wouldn't connect with me until a certain mood that I was in or setting that I was in, or I was really focusing on one bar, and it opened up the way to the other ones, right? We're going to try our best to break it down, man. Want to get in a soft landing? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it was a great single. 211 on the daiquiris. It ruins my whole day when my baby mother's mad at me. I felt that. Have you ever had one of those days, Deadly, where, I know we don't got baby mamas yet, but when your girlfriend mad at you and your whole day, you thinking about it in the back of your head while you at work, maybe you chilling with friends, whatever it is, you just got man, I got to deal with that later. I feel like that was a perfect way to open that track. And I also think, again, like you're saying, you got to be in a certain headspace. I feel like Billy Woods is great at telling these mini stories of his life. He's great at painting these pictures of a day or a moment of how he felt. You know, seeing him live and explaining some of these songs, you know, literally telling the story behind them. It's really something simple. You know,
Yeah.
maybe a crackhead is smoking crack outside your window. You're like, get the fuck away from my property because I can smell that shit. You feel me? Like, he's one of those artists that turns little moments like that to a whole song and
Yeah.
beautifully, you know, paints it out for you over different type of production. Because even though Kenny Segal is the main producer on this, these beats don't sound the same. Like you said, he's pulling from different sounds. Some of the loops are different. I think on Twitter he said that Houdini is in a 3/4 time format, which is different than what usually people use. And that's what I'm saying. Even finding little ways like that to change the format of the song.
Speakers, like I was saying with the speakers, like it's a booming song, and then you go into soft landing and it's got that, like, you know, melody flute going off, grand like orchestra thing going on, right? So that just, you know, speaks more about his producing talent and connection to the real world of like musicians. Like, it definitely enhanced this album a lot. Some of the lines that aren't here that I really keyed in on, you were saying you like how he like just tells small stories of his life. I think that he writes down the most important thoughts he has. This one, a single death is a tragedy, but eggs make omelets. Statistics says how he looks at war casually. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, nigga just picking apart everybody who's be talking, bro. Just be talking on Twitter and shit. And don't be actually out there like doing anything. They, you know, they're just talking about stuff casually and having these conversations from a place of privilege. I just love that he has views like this, like I do. Another one was killing is one thing. What sticks out is how casually. Nonchalant, 5 a.m, what I grew up on, talking about the desensitization of you know, America and violence. Growing up on just watching Channel 5 news is enough to desensitize you to the killings, the things that he points out with just one line, bro.
A lot of his lines are witty or dark humor or sarcasm. That's one thing I love about his lyrics. Even though sometimes he could be monotone or, you know, he could be pretty on you with how he rhymes aggressively or just like what he's saying. A lot of times he's at least trying to make it funny, or if you're really paying attention, it kind of is like, oh, there's some humor in that. Soundcheck was a song like, I love that him and Quelle Chris, you know, whenever they get together, he's one of the better artists that work with him. Quelle Chris, they're a good duo. And I love that this song is just literally saying, like, I'm not coming out the soundcheck. Just turn the lights off, put the beat on, and just, I'm going to go out there and rock the show. And that's really how he is. So that's what I'm saying. He's not spitting no fake shit. All his raps are real. Whatever he's rapping about. I can say the same thing with Rapper Weed. This is probably my favorite track. I love this. This is a catchy ass Billy Woods hook. I love on this track that he said, it's a lot of shit Negroes should have did. Not saying I'll do. I don't like shit. Stay inside the crib smoking all. Ooh, he got me with that one. That was a crazy bar. I love the beat on this one, and I love the energy that he comes with on this track. Rapper Weed.
I love the metaphor about the monogram blunt inside the, you know, the little tubing, how rappers, you know, package up their shit nowadays and make it look presentable, real nice, and then of course at the end the shit's garbage. You know, you gave it a listen. What is it actually? It's garbage. So I love that song. I also love Soundcheck, like you were saying. You know, when he came out to our show, he said, "Y'all know I wasn't at fucking Soundcheck," and then he performed the song right away. No underlying vocals or nothing. He did it all off
the strength. Top. If he messed up, he would go back. Like he said, every victory for it, every live show, forget the lyric. If you forgot the lyric, he'd be like, hold up, rewind that, and then he would do it again. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the simple thing. You don't have to make up a whole lie or a whole fake life about how you're a fucking gangster. You feel me? Like, he's just talking stuff about stuff that goes on in his life, whether it's simple, whether it's something about a feeling. That's why I like Blue Smoke a lot, because that was jazzy ass Billy Woods too. That track right there was like spoken word, jazzy ass rap, and I feel like that was a cool little moment on this album. And it's just tracks like that, just something that I felt like that was in the moment. And Kenny Segal was like, well, let me find this jazzy loop, this jazzy breakdown, just get you to go off on it.
Just spitting for like a minute and a half, you know. Over time, symbols eclipse the things that they symbolize is the first thing that he said. It's such a, you know, powerful line just about the origin of like symbols and stuff. This nigga be smoking exotic clearly because he on the same type of shit I'm on. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's beautiful as fuck. And then we got Babylon by Bus right
Oof.
after with Shrapnel.
For Billy, this is a banger.
Before Nowitzki's Blonde Phase, Mike Hand caught a callus. Dallas Overseas kick when Deadlift was a Maverick. Bruh, get out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
You
Shrapnel.
going off,
These
bruh.
guys, dope artists. Backwoods Studios. I believe they're also on the
Yeah.
label. They dropped the album this year. It was awesome. We kind of missed it. It was pretty fire. Dope ass experimental hip hop. And I think that's why this track was so hard hitting for me. One, Billy came in, set the tone, and then the beat kind of changes, and then Shrapnel just starts going in like you're saying. And this is the one.
Insane.
This is the noisy, aggressive track that I wanted from these two on this album, and I got that.
The way the beat switches, then
Mm-hmm.
it's not noisy anymore. And it's like some like angelic fucking flute on this shit, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going in, bro. This shit
Yeah.
was he was going in for real. I love both of the verses that Billy had on there. And then
Mm-hmm.
Shrapnel, of course, their fucking what they were going for was crazy. Spitting venom on the track, bro. Like it was going stupid on there.
We definitely should have talked about their album, but hey, man, maybe later on the year end list because I actually fuck with that project a lot. And in the way it slides right into year zero with Danny Brown.
Whew.
Danny
Oh
Brown
my
went
god,
off.
bro.
Billy went off too. Don't get it twisted. But Danny, I wasn't sure what to expect. Coming off of Scaring the Hoes, but he fit perfectly on that track. I love how he starts out the track. Quit looking for solutions. Buy a pistol and learn how to shoot it. You can't fix stupid. Real shit.
How monkeys move through evolution, bro. Even monkeys figure this shit out, bro.
Maybe this is me just trying to figure out things from the lyrics, but I take that as a point at racism. You can't fix stupid. You can't fix ignorance. You can't fix something when someone doesn't want to learn or change their mind. So sometimes you gotta just buy again
Yeah.
and protect yourself. This whole song, he's talking about how the people from before has fucked it up for the next generation, and it's fucked up so bad now that you just either have to move on and hopefully not everything gets burned to the ground, like he's saying. And I think this is a dope ass track. And
Yeah.
then Danny just comes on with his wacky ass flow. And I love how he ends it. Where's the love gone? Because it does strike me as someone who, doesn't worry about hate much, but he was getting a lot of love before. And now, he's still getting love, but I bet he does wonder where all the hype and all that stuff went around his name at one point.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely was a bleak look at modern life and how the older generation has basically left nothing behind for the newer generation except for to deal with the consequences of their negligence, which, is great. It's fun. We love it. We love it here. Yeah, we're not paying back those student loans. Yeah, y'all can go fuck yourselves. It's racism, and it's also about these fucking mass shooters. This nigga was talking about.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sooner or later, there's gonna be two active shooters same time. Great minds, Tesla and Edison. That was a
Yeah.
wild line. Really speaking on the disability of law prevention to do the only job that we asked them to do, and maybe engage and act a mass shooter maybe once or twice. Crazy. You
Yeah,
gotta protect yourself, man.
that's the thing about Billy. He never is afraid to talk about any topic. And he'll find a way to put it in his way or in his style. Like that was a clever way to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
not overbearing. He's not gonna push something on you as far as like say in a way that's corny. He's gonna say in a way that makes sense for his character and what he's rapping about. I love this album because it added on so much to Hiding Places. But like you said, it's like we're getting out now because Hiding Places, I was locked in the house. This album, this album, I'm out and about now, and I feel like it added another element to this project. It added one of the features. I think he damn near got a lot more features on this compared to
Yeah.
Hiding Places. Which worried me, but they all fit, especially Eastside Rock later. Eastside Rock killed that shit on Waiting Around. He got his Kenny Segal back and he said, how can I do the last album but even bigger? Because at this point, we can't only be focused on one thing. When you're out and
Mhm.
about looking for things, you're all over. And I feel like he got that in an album perfectly. Even the titles, FaceTime, another single, that was a perfect track. And that's You whistling and stuff, but that's because like all of these tracks are like heavy. A lot of them are heavy in their own way.
Yeah, I love the way that he does his lyricism and all that. Another great lyricist, Doom, right? Known for having these bars that would have a story in every bar. Billy with this project, every song has its own story, but every line is its own little gold mine too. It's not necessarily the same way that Doom would do it, but I damn near like, you pay attention to every single line and it's got something that you can break down, break out of it. And that's really what I appreciate about these albums in general is deeper than what he's just talking about. It's so easy to get on a beat and slide and talk about anything. I got a rollie on my wrist, it's dripped up. That's easy. But to sit here and then rap the way that he does over the beats that he does and be able to say something of value that can be interpreted in like multiple different ways. Like this is just our interpretation of like what we're listening to, right? There's so many other people who have opinions about what he's saying, how he's saying it, and all that, and it's what makes this music so great, bro.
Even if you want to say like I didn't really get a value out of what he was saying, I think this music is good. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's my weird ear. But I think musically, this album sounds really good. That was one thing. It sounds good. It's not mastered in a weird way. It's not like super lo-fi. Because that's the thing with Billy Woods. He's done lo-fi. He's done like the super low-key albums. Some of the beats on this album, sound different than others. But overall, it has a great sound. It's not too noisy, chill songs. Like I said, with Blue Smoke, I think NYC Top Water is kind of chill. You got the like melancholic, chill, just like talking shit tracks. And then you have the more aggressive, but still in the vibe of the album tracks. You're not getting like crocodile tears or nothing like that on this though. Or something like on Ethiop's 9X, whatever it was called, 9X, like something crazy aggressive, but it's aggressive for this album. And that's what I like. It didn't get boring at all. I think this is going to be a album of the year contender for me personally. As I keep listening to it, it keeps getting better.
I can always glean off new lines every time I listen to it. New sounds I can pick up. Some of the like ad libs that he does are not noticeable on the first listen. Like you have to listen a couple of times. The humor is there, but it's so like hidden, right? Like he's laughing at it, but you don't actually know he's laughing at it. You think he's dead serious, and then like you play back a couple times, he's laughing at what he's talking about. This is hilarious. So
except I'm hearing in his voice, like you're saying, like in his inflection. Yeah. A lot of what he's saying and the power of what he's saying is in his inflection or the way he's setting the bars up.
I thought another crazy line off of a crazy atmospheric beat from Hangman. People paralyzed by the lies they tell themselves to make it manageable.
Yeah, he has another line. I'm not saying it bar for bar, but he said something like, people want me to say that grandma went to heaven or something like that. Like basically saying yeah. Like, people don't want to know the truth. They want to hear what makes them happy. Billy Woods isn't going to tell you what makes you happy ever. I've never heard a track from Billy Woods where he's just talking about something and it's like, oh yeah, he's just saying what I want to hear, making music where I'm conventionally like, oh, this is comfortable. I'm not going to say that this is like a comfortable album, but for Billy Woods, this is pretty chill. This is one of the most easygoing Billy Woods projects I've listened to, especially recently.
I've been hearing people say that it's the most palatable for sure. I mean, I think if you're going to listen to what we were talking about earlier, Ethiops, right? That one is heavy as fuck, bro. Yeah. And there's some songs on there not palatable. Brass. Some of the songs in there, Fool's Gold.
Most of the songs on there. What do you mean? Not some,
what do you mean? Most of them?
Most of the songs are not palatable. Most of the Billy Woods albums recently have been super weird, super off the wall.
I think Brass is palatable. I think that it needs like 2 or 3 listens to grow on you.
There's nothing wrong with it. That I'm just saying, even for me, that album was like, what?
More Mother is a whole different breed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Ethiops was different. I think Churches was a little bit more conventional, but even then, that was different. This is the most accessible project from him in a minute. If you're just getting into Billy, I think this is a good way to start because what
is it more accessible than Hiding Places?
Hiding Places, yes. Because I think Hiding Places has songs like Spider Hole, where it's him literally just rapping about being in a dark place and him only being there
That's
by
the
himself, and
best
that's the best
part.
part. You feel me? Like no one like this album has moments like that, but it's more conventional. It has a hook that's not as like he has more catchy hooks on here. He has more catchy breakdowns. I feel like that one was
Yeah,
super
yeah.
depressing. This one isn't as depressing, but it's
First line high, you know how I
I
feel.
feel.
Sun in the sky, knowing
Shout out
how
to
I
Lucid
feel.
showing up 2 times on here and killing it both times as well.
Of
Didn't want
course,
to miss over on him, but we already know with them, they're a group, you know, it's a given.
it's
Again,
a
that
given.
Backwoods connection. Everyone from Backwoods on here showed up and did a great job. So
Hmm.
we definitely got to show more love to the other people this label too, because you know they're all talented, and I think it's dope
Definitely,
that Billy has found his niche. I mean, he's always had his niche. He's been doing it for years, but he's continued to push the genre forward, and he's
definitely.
continuing to bring others out that are doing that as well. So, yeah, man, if you got time, listen to this. Maps is a must listen this year.
I don't think that there's any Billy Woods project that isn't a must listen at this point. I know we're just talking about this album, but go back, do your homework, listen to Hiding Places, listen to Aethiopes, listen to Brass. A lot of the themes and stuff that he's talking about here are similar to the stuff that's on there. Those can just get a little bit darker sometimes, maybe get a little bit more abstract in the thought pattern, but it makes it better, right? You know, you start with the simpler stuff, you get a little bit more complex, start breaking down more complex ideas. It's good commentary on what's going on right now. I
Mm-hmm.
don't see anybody else giving out as good of commentary on the current state of the world as Billy Woods does. So he's definitely one of the most important voices in hip hop, not just with his voice and words, what he's saying, but with the sound, like you were saying, the music. The music
Mm-hmm.
is amazing on this project. Beats are amazing. All these instruments that these guys got on here, the way that the tone was set for songs like Year Zero and stuff, with like, you know, the deep piano key just over and over again, dun dun dun, you know, like just little shit like that.
If you had to pick like 10 of your favorite artists right now, do you think Billy would be in there?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I think so for me. I thought he would be in my five. I think right now he's on a run. Like you gotta think he's been dropping these projects.
yeah,
Sometimes I think 2 a year. Like he dropped Aethiopes and Church, I think in the same year, right?
yeah.
He's dropping these projects pretty frequently, and all of them have been hits. We pretty much love them all. So, and it's dope to see him keep going, even though he works with different producers or jumps around. He never stays stagnant, and I love to see that.
When asked how he maintains his ego when constantly showered in praise for his work, Wood says, "It doesn't matter how many great books you've written. If you decide to sit down in front of the blank page again, you have to do it now." That's one of the best quotes of all time, nigga. That shit is inspirational as fuck. Yes, you got to do this shit now, bro. Do this shit now. Don't matter what your experience is. Still deliver 10 out of 10 on your effort, 11 out of 10, so that you can get the job done and you can, you know, be the best version of yourself, nigga. Yes, yes, Billy, yes. So go ahead, listen to this album, bro. Y'all already know this is greatness. The Michael Jordan of hip hop right here, right now, coming through. So
Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen right here, this duo. Now I ain't gonna lie, bro. They on a roll. If they keep dropping projects, hopefully they make more than these two. When they drop a project, it's like a moment for hip hop. For me, like I'm like, okay, I'm checking this. Like I
it's
checked
a
it as
moment
soon
for
as
sure.
it's a moment. It's like, whoa, hold on. These two together, let me check out. You know how they
I can
say Metro
I can
Boomin
see it
and
now, bro.
Metro Boomin and like 21 Savage, they're like a duo, crazy duo.
Mm-hmm.
That's these guys for the underground. Billy Woods, Kenny Segal, if you watch it, keep dropping the albums, keep dropping the singles, whatever y'all want to give us. We gonna check it out every time. We gonna cover it because you know we love what y'all doing. Y'all dropping crazy shit like this. I can't complain.
Every time I go on a trip, there's always a Billy Woods album to listen to, bro. It's always got me looking at people weird, bro.
Drops at the perfect time. Every time. Whenever I'm like, I need a Billy Woods album or I need something. It's coming.
Him and Boldy, old reliable. Anyways, thank y'all so much checking out this video. If y'all like this, we got more videos. Make sure y'all check out the rest of them. Subscribe, comment, like, help us with the algorithm, help us grow. Billy, thank you letting us review this amazing music. Ray, take it away, buddy.
Appreciate all the love. Thank y'all for watching. With that being said, peace.
Peace.